Visiting Minami.
Public transportation is one of Japan's most prized assets. If you're visiting Minami, you must have taken the train at some point. Today, I'll be talking about the busiest train stations in Osaka Prefecture, what lines they carry, the vibe of the station, and its surrounding landmarks. You'll find that most of the train stations I mentioned run on the Midōsuji line, that is the red metro line. The business districts are concentrated around Midōsuji. It's similar to the Yamanote line in Tokyo in that sense, connecting all the busy stations. It's the busiest during the morning rush between 7 and 9. Night rush isn't as busy because people end at different times, lots of overtime, so there's more of a stagger. The busiest train station in Osaka is, surprise, surprise, Osaka Station. With nearly 700,000 passengers a day, this is the busiest train station in Western Japan. Osaka Station is part of a mesh of stations with Kitashinji and Umeda. They're all right next to each other. You can walk between them. This mesh is referred to as Osaka Umeda, but the true Osaka Station is where the JR line stops. The Osaka Umeda conglomerate is managed by 4 different companies with over 10 train lines, so I can't name all of them, but some of the most popular ones include Hanwha Line, Osaka Loop Line, and JR Kyoto. Right next to Osaka Station is Umeda Station. Umeda Station is for all the underground metro lines like Midōsuji, Tanimachi, and Yotsubashi. Now it gets confusing because there are 2 stations called Osaka Umeda. One is for the Hanshin line that goes to Kobe, and the other is the Hankyu line that also goes to Kobe and Kyoto. The final station in this big chunk is Kitashinji Station for the JR Tozai line. This station is in the heart of northern Osaka's entertainment district. All the stations I just mentioned are clumped together within walking distance. They're considered separate stations because they're owned by different railway companies, but you'll hear people refer to the clump as either Osaka Station, Umeda Station, or Osaka Umeda Station. You will see crowds of people walking in different directions trying to catch their next train. There are many micro floor levels with short escalators and stairs that take you like half a floor, but there's no elevators that stop there. It's incredibly difficult to navigate for wheelchair users. I think this whole area is kind of a nightmare to navigate, but thankfully there are lots of signs pointing you to different stations and popular landmarks, so be sure to look up. I could also be biased because I am the host of the English Guide to Minami. This area has a lot of high-rise shopping buildings. The top floors of these buildings are usually restaurants. The northern area of this clump is a bit more business-oriented, while the southern area is more nightlife, but it's busy everywhere. Lots of people in business suits hustling. If the busiest train station in the north is Osaka Umeda, the busiest station in the south is, of course, Namba. There's technically 4 different stations within Namba because each railway company gets their own station and they don't like to share. But it's not nearly as confusing as Osaka Umeda. Here we have the Hankai lines that take you all the way south to Wakayama and Kansai Airport. From JR, we have the Yamatoji line and the bus stops for the highway and night bus network. You can also access the underground metro through Namba. And finally, we have Hanshin Kintetsu that can take you west to Hyogo Prefecture or east to Nara. You can walk between the stations through an air-conditioned underground network. It's mostly straight lines and you can find signs everywhere, so I find it much more simpler than Umeda. Namba is the center of Minami, the southern Osaka entertainment district. Osaka's main tourist attractions are around here, like Dotonbori and Ota Road. There will be many tourists rolling their suitcases. Tennoji is another heavily frequented station. JR lines and the metro pass through here. The surrounding area has lots of shopping malls. It's home to Abe no Harukasu, the tallest building in Japan, until Azabudachi Hills in Tokyo stole that record in 2023. Kyobashi is the busiest station on the Nagahori-Tsurumi Ryokuchi line. Directly north of Osaka Castle, this location used to be called the Gateway to Osaka. Now it's a mix of residential areas, business districts, and a red light district. Besides the metro, Kyobashi hosts a stop for the Keihan, Osaka Loop, and Katamachi line. It's the first station heading to Hyogo on the Tozai line. Shin Osaka is the last station I'll talk about today. It doesn't have as many passengers as the other stations I talked about, but it's worth mentioning because this is where the Shinkansen stop. This is the only station for bullet trains in Osaka. In the station, you'll see lots of bento shops, so you can enjoy a nice meal on the Shinkansen. Shin Osaka is also accessible via the Midosuji Metro. On the other hand, the least used stations in Osaka are mostly from the Hankai Tramway. This is the only operating trolley in Osaka. It doesn't go to as many stations, but the vibes are lovely. It's very local and slow-paced. I did a separate Minami Hotspot talking about my experience on Hankai if you want to learn more about it.